Yo, it's official. Like a referee with a whistle. You know, back at you with another exclusive. Oh man, you know things that happen in this crazy world that we live in. You know, but yeah, I don't like talking about entertainers and celebrities a lot, but I think I wanted to speak about this one because I'm a fan of Will and Jada. I um I used to go and see a lot of movies that Will played in, and even Jada. She played in a couple movies that I liked, and I think I see a lot of things that Jada is saying and doing that of course even in the past I didn't I think it was kind of foul, but at the same time, you never know what kind of relationship marriage they have. I try not to assume that I know what type of marriage they have, you know, because I give you an example. Sometimes people do little things behind the scenes or say little things behind the scenes. And when you react, they try to tell you, oh, you don't got to say all that. Oh, you don't got to do all that. I like, hey, man, don't tell me, you can't tell me how I should respond to something that you might be doing. So sometimes I've learned not not take things at face value until I have the whole story. If I ever have the whole story, you know what I'm saying? But my mom and my dad used to tell me, your business should be kept under your roof in your household. You know what I'm saying? But obviously, being an entertainer, that's very difficult. You know, that's very difficult to be an entertainer. You're a public figure. People pretty much know almost everything they want to know about you. And this is what they signed up for, whether they knew it or not. They signed up for this. You know, this is a part of the game of being an entertainer, you know. But, Jada got a new book out and she's saying that her and Will been apart for 7 years now. So, I'm not surprised. When I heard it, I wasn't surprised. There's a lot of people that have marriages that's like this, believe it or not. You know. This didn't surprise me at all, really. You know, there's some people, believe it or not, getting divorced is not an option. And that's what they agreed to before they got married. There's some couples that's like that. I'm not saying That's wrong. I'm not saying it's right either. But the good news is you can have any type of marriage you want, as long as you and the other person can handle the responsibility that comes along with it. Assuming y'all in the right frame of mind. You know what I'm saying? Before y'all even got married. So it's not like you can have any type of marriage you want. You can have any type of relationship you want. You just got to find that person that's for you, basically. And doing the interview, wasn't the whole interview, it's clips of the interview. Jada was saying that she don't have a reason to get a divorce. And that makes sense. That makes sense. I can understand where she's coming from when she said that. I'm gonna try to play a little bit of the interview. I'm gonna try to play a little bit because I know on YouTube, man, they be tripping sometimes. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna try to play the clips of it. I'm gonna try just a little bit. Yeah, okay. Fair use.
Wish for the amazing new iPhone 15 Pro. Sure.
Fair use. I gotta say that. I hate these ads. You gotta wait till these ads finish.
We are back 8:14 with Carson and Hoda's exclusive interview with Jada Pinkett Smith, and everyone's going to be talking about this.
Yeah, she is one half of Hollywood's most powerful couple. She's at the center of constant gossip and controversy, including that slap at the Oscars. She was sitting right next to Will Smith. And when we met up with Jada in her hometown of Baltimore to talk about her candid new memoir, Worthy, she opened up about an issue that has been kept secret until now.
There are so many surprising things in the book, but the thing that surprised me the most, that I actually had to reread it because I said, is this true?
Right.
Was that in 2016, you and Will decided that you were going to live completely separate lives.
Yes.
It was not a divorce on paper,
Right.
but it was a divorce. So from the year 2016, which is 7 years ago now.
Yes.
Y'all have been apart.
Yeah.
But in public, the couple, who married in 1997, denied the gossip about their marriage. This interview on Bravo's Watch What Happens Live with Andy Cohen was taped a year after Will and Jada separated.
So how long have you guys been together?
23 years.
Wow. That's amazing. How do you keep it hot?
How do I keep it hot? Maybe I don't know. I mean, I'm baffled, really.
Yeah, right.
Over the next several years, Jada and Will kept up the appearance of a committed married couple. They even faced a scandal when Jada had what she called an entanglement with a family friend. Neither let the public know they had already split.
So I guess my question is, I feel like you're a straight talker,
I am.
except you're not sometimes.
Yeah.
So why do that? Like, what was the reason?
I think just not being ready yet. Still trying to figure out between the two of us
Yeah.
how to be in partnership, right? And in regards to how do we present that to people, And we hadn't figured that out.
During our walk in Baltimore, Jada reflected on their breakup.
Why did the relationship fracture?
Oh, why a fracture? That's a lot of things.
Yeah.
And I think by the time we got to 2016, we were just exhausted with trying. I think we were both kind of still stuck in our fantasy of what we thought the other person should be.
Jada says she considered a legal divorce, but could never go through with it.
I made a promise that there will never be a reason for us to get a divorce. We will work through whatever. And I just haven't been able to break that promise.
But you still live separately.
We live separately.
I have so many questions. So do I. I have so many.
No, that's about it. Yeah, that's about it. You know, as far as the interview goes, whatever. You know, in the streets of Baltimore, the concrete jungle. Yeah, you know, so the full interview is supposed to come out Monday. You know, yeah, I mean, you can go check it out Monday if that's what you want to do or whatever. But you know, but she said, you know, I mean, at this point, Will Smith's image has been it's not the same. I would say that. I'm not gonna say it's destroyed, but it's definitely not what it used to be. Oh, you know, over the years of Jada putting them on blast and all that stuff or whatever, you know. But what's going to have to happen? Will is going to have to rebrand himself. He's going to have to reinvent himself in the future because and I don't know if, and I'm not sure what he's going to have to do to do that, to be honest, you know. But I know the way it's looking, he's going to have to build, he's going to have to become like a new person, damn near, in the near future. Or unless he just don't want to be in Hollywood like that no more. You know, I don't know. It's on him, really. But I know this for a fact. Most people that follow, you know, the Hollywood actors and entertainers and go see movies a lot or whatever, I'm gonna say most people don't see Will Smith the same. I can say that. You know, they might not necessarily say they don't like him, but they don't see him the same. Not after especially when he sat down at the coffee table. Well, the table talk, that was horrible, man. Yeah, that was like the end of the straw when he sat down at the table with Jada and she basically made a fool out of him. You know, I don't even know why they agreed to even do an interview like that. I mean, that was horrible. That was the worst thing you could ever do, in my opinion. You know, and then you got August Alsina running his mouth, talking about what him and Jada got going on. That was awful too. That didn't help. That made things even worse. You know, that made things even worse when August Alsina started talking about I got Will's blessing and all this stuff. I said, oh man, this is horrible. You know, there's so many so many mistakes, in my opinion, that been made. I don't know who their PR is, but boy, I tell you, you know, I don't know. They don't got no I don't know, man. I don't think they got the best PR team. You know, or maybe they know something that I don't know, or maybe they're planning on getting a divorce. Maybe the plan is to um, slowly but surely and gradually tell the public that they're getting a divorce. Maybe, you know. But hey, we'll see how that play out. What do you think? You think they get? Do you think they'll ever get a divorce? I mean, their kids are grown. You know, so Plus, there's been a lot of rumors about Will. You know, and these rumors have been flying around for 15, 20 years now. You know, there's been a lot of rumors about Will flying around, man, for like 15, 20 years now. You know, yeah, it's just, I think that's partly why Will and Jada are still together. Now we've seen, at least I've seen Will on video with other women, over the past couple of years or whatever. Which, to me, that's not a big deal. Like having more than one woman, and you're a A-list actor in Hollywood. Being around a bunch of women in Hollywood, if you're an A-list actor, that comes with the territory. That's not a big deal. That's just what it is. That's part of the deal. That's part of the game. That's like I think that's kind of like I'm not gonna say being in the military comes along with it, but that's kind of, now some of my veterans will disagree with me on this, but I'm gonna say being in the military kind of comes along with that too. Having access to a lot of women. I'm gonna say kind of. Some guys might disagree with that, and I understand why. But let me tell you one thing most veterans will not disagree with is you have access to a lot of women. Wherever you entertain those women, that's on you. Now that is what most veterans will not disagree with me on. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, it's still a choice, whether you want to be with more than one woman or not. It's still a choice at the end of the day. But being an entertainer, an A-list actor, actress, I don't really think. I think that's a part of the game. And some of these guys and gals are with the same sex, if you know what I mean. And the pitcher and the batter. You know what I'm saying? That's a part of that game too now. You know, that's you know, there's rules and then there's hidden rules. So that's so that's probably why Will and Jada still together. You know what I'm saying? It's like we in this thing ride or die. We gonna ride this thing until a wheel fall off. You know? But, you know. You know, that I mean, there's a lot of weird shit going on in Hollywood, man. Some of these people are not who you think they are. They're not. You know what I'm saying? I always said it. If you met your favorite celebrity, you wouldn't like them. No, you wouldn't like them. You probably would say, oh, he's an asshole. Or they're not friendly. Whatever. You know? But hey, man, I hope you know. I mean, I don't wish divorce on anybody. But you know. Well, Will seems happy. Will seems happy though. You know. Yeah, Will seems happy. But you know, he has a channel online. You know, check out Will Smith's channel. He got a YouTube channel online. He had it for some time now, for at least what 2 years now, I would say. Probably over 2 years now. So he had it for some time. Yeah, you know. I think he started his channel during the pandemic, if I'm not mistaken. So that's where you keep up with Will at, on his YouTube channel, for the most part. He posts videos every so often. You know. He got millions of followers. Millions. Millions. But you know, Will actually has the talent to pull it off. You know, most A-list actors would never start a YouTube channel. That would be like fucking suicide to do something like that. You know? So Will has the talent to pull it off. And you know, Will be traveling all over the world and having a good time or whatever. You know, he's traveling to Australia. He's promoting movies. He's, you know, doing all kinds of high risk activities and hobbies, I would say. You know. Yeah. You know. I mean, of course, he ain't posting everything, but he's posting a lot of stuff. He's posting a side of him where you probably would have never seen, you know, especially when his book came out. When his book came out, that's when he really was expressing himself, you know. Yeah, you know, but yeah, I haven't read his book yet. That's another thing. I need to go grab it. I people have been telling me that it's really good. I need to go check it out. I've seen it, of course, but I just haven't read it yet. And it came out what, a year ago? Yeah, a year ago. Yeah, probably a little over a year now. But yeah, you know. But I think Will's gonna have to reinvent himself, especially after that slap. When he slapped Chris Rock, which it didn't help when Jada was like, I think in the book, either in the book in the interview, she said she didn't tell Will to defend her. She didn't tell Will to get up and slap Chris Rock. I think she said that in the book, or even in the interview. I think she said that in the book. You know. And P.S. by the way, I haven't read the book yet. Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to read Jada's book. I'm just being honest. You know, I don't think. To me, this is just my opinion. Jada is not that interesting to me for me to buy her book. That's just my opinion. You know, I like different kinds of women. I like I like the women that you like, I probably won't like. I like artistic, creative type women. You know, I like women that are interesting, that I can have a conversation with. We can talk about almost anything. And we don't have to agree with everything either. We can agree to disagree. Um, I like to be around people that inspire me to do bigger and better things. Those are the type of women, or just people in general, that I like to be around. And it ain't about looks all the time either. Because, you know, she might have a fat ass and big tits and nice lips. But if she's an airhead, well, that ain't it, how she look don't even matter. You know what I'm saying? Like just because she and all that light skin shit, I don't give a damn about none of that shit. You know what I'm saying? That's actually, let me tell you something. When it comes to most of the women that I've had a serious relationship with, they're very dark. Darker the better. Almost all of them are dark. Over 90%. Almost all of them are dark. I'm talking blue black, like that. And I like them like that. Yeah, as a matter of fact, I just posted a picture on my YouTube tab of a woman in a bikini. And she reminds me of a woman that I used to talk to in the past, my ex-girlfriend. It was like just like her, you know. And, you know, I've been told that there's a lot of women that look like that. I mean, there's some women that look like that where I'm from. You know, I'm from South Carolina, right? There's women that's dark like that. A bunch of them in South Carolina, where I'm from. But somebody told me if you go to Brazil, you see women like that all day. Blue black. Chocolate sexy. You know, I like them like that. You know, I'm like the opposite of most guys that you know, or I'm probably the opposite of you. You know what I'm saying? That's just me. You know? That's just me. So I now of course I went through my phase like most guys. You know, when I'm in my early 20s, it's all about looks. It's all about looks. We go on looks. And it's look, a 20-year-old guy a 19-year-old guy has no discipline at all. If a woman comes through the door, big tits, big ass, nice lips, nice cheeks, especially if she brown skin or whatever the case, or light skin or whatever, most guys will be like, oh shit, their jaws will drop. You know what I'm saying? So I went through that phase, but as I've gotten older, probably when I hit like 30, I'm like, okay, now it's time for me to take shit to the next level. I can't just be going off looks. You know what I'm saying? Because if you really look back, if you really look at it, most of the women that you're going off on just looks, they about all the same. They're about all the same. There's nothing really different about none of them. I mean, that's just call a spade a spade. Most women that you talk to, that you've met in the past up until now, they're just average. It's average women. 6 and 7s. Every once in a while, you might meet 8 or 9, but they're 6 and 7s and 5s for the most part. Like the girls at school, at your college, at your job, the women at your job, the women at Walmart, Target, the grocery store, they're 5, 6, and 7s. You know, and I'm not saying anything wrong with that, but these are just average women. If you get to know them, I'm like, you're just a regular girl, basically. You just work your little job. You probably just graduated from college, or maybe you never went to college. Maybe she never went to college, but she just got a little job at Allstate, or she might work at what's the other place? Facebook, or what's that other job? Tupperware, or some insurance company, or she might work at Costco, or Bank of America, or some corporate job. She's just a regular woman. She's nothing special about her. She just have a job. That's it. She might look decent, 6 or 7 girl. She might dress decent. She might have a okay personality or whatever. But she ain't really that interesting to be around. She don't stimulate your mind. She don't inspire you to do anything different. There's nothing really different about her. She just like the rest of these girls. And that don't make her a bad person. You know, she is who she is. And that's how I see Jada. She's just a regular chick. Just happened to be from Baltimore. You know, and she went to Hollywood, played in a couple movies and ended up in Hollywood and met Will somehow. I don't know how they met, you know. Some people say she's a home wrecker, but I don't know, you know. It's hard to say somebody's a home wrecker if Will's ex-wife and her, they get along. They're friends, if I'm not mistaken. But, you know. So most women you meet are going to meet they're just average. That's all they are. It's only going to be a handful that rise to the top. The cream rises to the top. That's what they say, right? You know, and that's usually the truth of the matter. You know what I'm saying? And it's not wrong with average women, but I'm just saying, if you want to meet the best of the best, you're gonna have to upgrade yourself, and you're gonna have to go in areas where the average women don't come, basically, you know. And it's easy to get away. The average women don't go in certain spaces, just like the average dude don't go in certain spaces. Those are just facts. You know what I'm saying? Based on my experiences since I've been living. You know what I'm saying? What up, Mike? You threw it. What up, Paul? Good evening. I just got on. This is how rubber on doing dirt for women they are not even with, just to save face for her. Well, yeah, I guess. You know, I don't know if he's saving face for her or him. I'm not even. I don't think anybody really knows, to be honest. But I know Will's image is tarnished. You know, I can't go watch a movie with Will Smith in it no more. And I'm not the only one that's like this. It's like, yeah. I think, like I said, Will's gonna have to reinvent himself. You know, but these guys and gals, this is what they signed up for. Yeah, but most most of these women are not very interesting. It's kind of like when I hear guys say stuff like he's friends with a woman. I'm like, bro, it's nothing. I'm not friends with no woman unless I'm just not attracted to her, or we doing some type of business together. But when I don't really have anything in common with a woman, to be hanging around her like a guy or something like that. I don't really that just doesn't work for me. You know what I'm saying? Women are not really that interesting to me like that. Now every once in a while I'll meet a woman that's different. You know what I'm saying? But that's that's like maybe 10% of women. You know what I'm saying? I mean, if you get lucky, think about this I'm gonna think about this for a second. You can live your whole life. You might meet 2 to 3 women that you really hit it off with. You'd be like, damn, she's cool as hell. And if you're lucky, it's going to take some luck. If you're lucky, you have to meet her at the right time for you and her. Right time, right situation. And you might end up with one of them long term. And the reason why I say that, because there's some women I've met, but it was the wrong time for me, or the wrong time for her. And it just couldn't work it out. You know what I'm saying? It's too many obstacles. She's too old. I'm super young. She's in what? She's on the West Coast. I'm on the East Coast. She's in a different place mentally. I'm in a different space mentally. She got kids. I don't. It's just too many obstacles in the way sometimes. You can't overcome everything. That's just life sometimes. You know what I'm saying? You have to meet, you know what I'm saying? You have to, but you want to meet. The ideal situation is to meet someone where y'all on a similar path. Y'all aspire to have the same things in life. You know what I'm saying? And y'all don't necessarily have to know how y'all gonna get there. But y'all, you seen it. You know it's possible. You know people that done it. Y'all just have to come together and figure out how you gonna make it happen. You know what I'm saying? You might get lucky and meet three women like that, or if you're a woman, 3 men like that. And you might get lucky and end up with one of them. I met 2, 3. I would say 2. So far, I would say 2. 3, 2. I would say 3 so far. Women I've met like that. You know, and it was just one of them was just too old. Actually, 2 of them just too old at the time. It was too much of an age gap. You know, they already plus they already had kids that was over my damn near half of my age at the time, and they were kind of over the hill. So, you know, it's just bad timing. I'm in my what early 30s at the time. They're in their what 40s. So it's just like that sometimes. And sometimes it might be the opposite. You might be the older person. You might be the older guy, and she might just be too young. I have been in that. I had that situation too. She was just too young. She was just too young to understand just how life works, how much it really takes to have a family and to how much it takes to keep a relationship together. How much she was just too young to understand, you know. And I don't know if you can teach that. I don't even know if I don't even know if you can show somebody. I think it's impossible. I think that's something they have to just grow into, you know. Especially if they didn't see it growing up. And that was part of her problem. She didn't her dad, mom and dad split up when she was a little girl. You know, by the time she was 17, her dad was with another woman. So, yeah, it was what it was, you know. Yeah. She was a Jamaican girl from Jamaica. She came over when she was a little girl at the time. And I think by the time I met her, she was like 24. And I was 31. Yeah, I was 30, 31, 32. I think I was 32. And she was, 24 at the time. So it was one of them things where the dad was the captain of the ship, family wise. Whatever dad said, everybody, did. So I knew I wasn't gonna last because I ain't really that guy to the dad ain't gonna tell him. I'm not gonna jump when dad say start talking. That's so, when they ended up moving to Florida, that was like a blessing in disguise, because I knew it was over then, but she was just an average girl. That's the thing. She was just an average. Now she was a nice girl, but she was just an average girl. Wasn't nothing special about her. Wasn't nothing different about her at all. At the time. The only thing, now she was I'm not gonna say she was career focused on her career, not so much. Now she did go. I met her. When I met her, I was actually taking classes at the time, but when she graduated, she ended up working in her job field, But she wasn't focused on her jobs like that. She just worked that shit just to make money and keep it moving. You know what I'm saying? But family was first in her mind. You know what I'm saying? Family's first. She's not one of them type of girls where they put the job before everything. No, she wasn't like that. But one thing I can say about her, she's a daddy's girl, of course. And I never heard her say anything bad about a man. That was the thing that really got my attention with her. I've never heard her say anything bad about her dad, and I never heard her say anything bad about a man. Any man, including me. Now, she might have got upset. She might say something like, well, I didn't like what you did, or that wasn't that cool, or whatever. But she never bashed. I've never heard her bash any man, like ever. Even her brother, and he was a dirtbag. Like, bro, that's rare. You might say, well, what's the big deal? Today it's hard to meet the average woman. It's hard to meet an average woman that doesn't bash a man or talk shit about a man. I'm talking, I never heard her say anything like remotely negative about a man, even if he's a scumbag. I mean, she'll be like, if you ask her a question, hey, what do you think about what he did? She'd be like, oh, that's not the best thing to do, but you know, it probably had something to do with the girl. You know, it's something like that. It's like she always give the guy the benefit of the doubt, and I'm telling you, that's rare today. That's not something that's common. So at the end of the day, you're gonna meet average women. Now you might meet an average girl that's doing uncommon things, and that's great. Nothing wrong with that. You know, not wrong with that at all. But hopefully you don't end up like Will and Jada. Hopefully I end up like Will and Jada. You know. But hey, I'm gonna put the link in here. If you want to say anything, you can come on. Otherwise, I'm getting off here. You know. Yeah, it's like yeah, otherwise I'm getting off here, man. You know, I pretty much said what I wanted to say. Pretty much. But there's a lot of couples out here, believe it or not, that don't want to get a divorce. They'll stay together because it's convenient. And they don't really have a reason to get a divorce. I mean, if they get a divorce, who's gonna seriously date Jada? Think about that for a second. Who's gonna date her? Who's she gonna date? Who's gonna take her serious? I'm not talking about just hitting it. Who's going to date her? Think about it. Now, there's a bunch of people that would date Will. Oh, yeah. Bunch. Probably already doing it behind the scenes. But who is going to take Jada serious if they was to get a divorce? I think about that. You know, probably ain't nobody at this point. you know? So it's probably in her best interest, regardless of how much disagreements and I don't know animosity she has towards him. It's probably in her best interest not to get a divorce. In my opinion. The way, I mean, after Will, where does she go from here? It ain't going up. It's going down. Shit. It's going down. It ain't, yeah, no, she ain't gonna rebound and level up. Oh no, it's going down. You know, you know, there's some guys that can't be replaced. There's some guys that women can't replace, and that's just what it is. Especially as a woman get older, the pickings really get slim. No, pickings really get slim as they get older, boy. You know. But hey, you know, that's all I got. Don't forget to check out my Patreon. It's fire over there. You know, it's fire on the Patreon over there, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, share this episode. Till next time, I'm out. Alright. Just got the call, it's going down tonight. It's a lot of goodbyes here tonight. But then I saw the stallion that I like. Here from Cali.